All
Yeah,
right.
that sounds good.
All right. So I think we touched on this a little briefly when we spoke before. But the first question to understand is, what is music?
Is that's a question for me to answer?
Yeah.
Uh, I would say that music is a series of notes formulated
Well,
together to
those are components
create,
as a concept.
uh, I guess,
You can say it in one word.
chords and love. I don't, I don't know what you're looking for.
It's a language.
Music is the language. Okay,
Music
gotcha.
is a language. I mean, by definition, it is a language, but it's a language based on emotion. In other words, communicating feelings through the use of sounds. You know, the player feels, plays, the listener hears and feels. I mean, you're communicating feelings, which is why, you can go anywhere in the world and play a song in front of, an audience that speaks a completely different language, and it doesn't matter because everybody has the same feelings,
Right.
right? So if you play a sad song, you can go anywhere and play it, and somebody listening to you is probably going to start feeling sad,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know? So,
Definitely.
so music, you want to think about what you do and think about and work on and all that stuff with music the same way you think about the spoken language.
Mhm.
The notes are the alphabet and or vocabulary for the language of music.
Right.
All right. Notes are organized into scales for a lot the same reason letters are organized into words, words into sentences, and so on. It's a way to organize the information to use it to communicate. So you want to look at scales as simply an organizational process for your notes. Um,
Yep.
Now, what you just played, a major scale there.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of, when you talk about scales, that's what a lot of people think you're going to do. You're going to play that, right? I've never heard anybody
Yeah.
get on.
Or am I?
I've never heard anybody get on stage to do that, ever.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
so
No.
so,
No.
so there's not a lot
Play
of
some.
reason outside of a hand exercise and listening to what the scale sounds like in its basic form. There's not a lot of reason to spend a bunch of time there. It's not going to
Yeah.
hurt anything, but it's really not going to help you play. The
Yeah. I
base.
just played it because you said
No,
to
no,
do
no.
it.
I'm glad you did because it brought up. That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Is that the way I teach scales is not this way. It's not
Okay.
that. All right. The basic game, technically speaking, in music is matching the right scale to the right chord. You're always going to have a chord that's being played. So the note choices you're going to use for either your bass line or solo or whatever it is you're going to play are going to be the notes that line up with that chord. Now the chord, we'll get into how this happens later, but the chord comes from the scale. So if you have a chord, it's going to call for a certain scale, meaning a certain series of notes that are going to guaranteed to sound good against that chord. All right.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
if you hear that,
I can.
okay. Now if I were going to play over this, it doesn't sound like I'm playing a scale, does it?
No, you're improvising in
Yeah,
the
but I was
key.
just using these notes,
Yep.
the major scale, just like what you did in different key, but basically I was using the same thing. The thing is that I know where all of these notes are on my fingerboard
Right.
to the point to where I don't think about what I played any more than I think about each word that I say to you now. In other words, I don't
Right.
think about how it's spelled or whether it's an adjective or pronoun or anything like that, right? So when I'm playing it, I hear the sounds, my hands know where to go.
Yeah.
And that's through studying scales and learning not only where they are, but what they sound like. And eventually you'll be able to look at your fingerboard and see the sound.
Yeah. I can't wait for that.
All right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it becomes obvious real quick that we need to know where all the given notes of a scale are on the bass fingerboard, not just right?
Yeah.
That's going to be very limiting. You just need to know where they all are. That's just those 7 notes.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. Bring up this. Now you have this information. That audio I just played on. You have the major scales audio is in that stuff I sent you in Dropbox. So all
Okay.
this stuff that you're seeing and hearing.
Yeah, I have access.
Okay, it's there. All right.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do a screen sharing thing here.
Okay.
So let me know when it's up.
It's up.
Okay. Now this is the 4-string major scale stuff that I sent you. All right. Now, do you understand this?